Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for another video, and this is for the Decent to Good albums of 2021 Part 6 video. So I'm going to discuss what I'm going to be talking about in this list, which is from 20 to whatever number I get to, of course, and let you know what I think of these albums that I'm going to put on in my top 20. So let's start with number 20, which is The Pretty Reckless with Death by Rock and Roll. And sorry, I got done kind of eating a Frosty from Wendy's. It was so good, honestly. Um, but yeah, sorry about the ding. Um, The Pretty Reckless Death by Rock and Roll, the title track was pretty good. Only Love Can Save Me Now was a good song. Um, then there's, I believe, And So It Went featuring Tom Morello. That was a pretty good song. So was 25. 25, I wasn't sure if I was going to like that song. It wasn't my personal favorite at the time, but it's not a bad song. Then there's some other tracks on the album, like Broomsticks and Witches Burn, and Standing at the Wall, I believe is what it's called. I don't know for sure, but still, Pretty Reckless didn't do a bad job on their new album. I do own this album on physical copy, and definitely buy this album for sure. I think you guys may like it. I think the ending to the album is what really dragged the album down a little more, because then the songs started to get a little stale, like Harley Darlin'. Wasn't feeling for that song. It was fine, but it wasn't my favorite. So, yeah, number 20 is The Pretty Reckless with Death by Rock and Roll. Number 19 is Juice WRLD with Fighting Demons. Now, I'm glad this made it in my top 20, because this was worth putting on the top 20. I do like the song Burn now. It's grown on me a lot more. Wander to LA was pretty good. Really enjoyed it with Justin Bieber in it. I know some people may say, oh, well, it's not good with Justin Bieber in it. I'm like, oh, that's your opinion. Uh, but yeah, Wander to LA was good. You Wouldn't Understand. Rockstar in His Prime was not a bad song. It was fine for what it went for. Then you have some other tracks like, what is it? You got, Juice WRLD Speaks 1 and 2. Feline, which I don't know if I like Feline as much. Relocate was the weakest song on there, but it did alright for what I went for. I think My Life in a Nutshell and Feel Alone were probably my favorites. Feel Alone did get a bit repetitive, but where he's singing the same part sometimes or there's times where I feel alone lyric. Not my favorite lyric, but it's fine for what it went for. So at number 19 is Juice WRLD with Fighting Demons. I think Burn is the best song on that uh album, so definitely go check it out. It just came out yesterday. Um at number 18 is Meet Me at the Altar with Model Citizen EP. Now I really enjoyed the song. Feel a Thing wasn't a bad song, but I enjoyed Brighter Days Are Before Us. That's one of my favorite ones. Um, and then there's some other ones like, a few other tracks. I can't remember all the songs, but I remember two of the songs, so it was a good EP for what it went for. It made it in my top 20, so that's pretty good for an EP. So at number 18, I picked Meet Me at the Altar with Model Citizen. Number 17 is You Me at 6 with Sucker Punch. Now, I do own this album on CD. I would get it right now to show you, but I'd have to go through my CDs in my box or whatever that I had to put it away in. But yeah, You Me at 6 put out a good album this year. It came out back in January, like mid-January, but I enjoyed Adrenaline. That was a good song. Nice to Me was good. What's It Like was pretty good. The closing track was pretty good. Make Me Feel Alive, Beautiful Way was a really good song. Um, there were a lot of good tracks from this album. Like Sucker Punch, the title track was pretty good. And I like the lead singer singing and kind of yelling screams. Sound really good. Or yelling sings. So, number 17 was You Me at 6 with Sucker Punch. Number 16 is Casey Musgraves with Star-Crossed. Now, I know what you're going to say. Why pick Casey Musgraves for in the top 20? I personally like it. That's my opinion. I found this album to be a good album. But that's just me. If you guys didn't like this album, that's okay. That's your choice. Um, I did enjoy Cherry Blossom. Title track's alright. Not perfect, but alright. Good Wife was not feeling for it as much. You saw me squint right there, and you're like, what the fuck did he do that for? But, yeah. Breadwinner, not my personal favorite. Camera Roll was a good song. Gracias de la Vida was a pretty good track. So, the good closing track to the album. So, at number 16 is Casey Musgraves with Star-Crossed. Number 15 is The Vaccines with Back in Love City. At least I made it in my top 15 at the top of the list. So, this album was good. I was surprised with this album. Didn't think it'd make it on in close to the top 10. So, yeah. The title track's pretty catchy. There's some moments in the song that sound a little meh, but for what the track went for, I think this song did pretty good. Headphones Baby was not a bad song. It does get repetitive a bit, but the fourth track on the album, Wanderlust, was really good. I really enjoyed it. And Paranormal Romance was good. El Paso was one of my favorites. And Jump Off the Top was good. I think the song, what was it? It's the 12th track on the album. That was one of my favorites, honestly. So I really enjoyed track number 12 on the album. And Pink Water Pistol was an alright song, I guess you could say. People's Republica Desire was pretty good too. So there were a lot of good tracks on this album. So at number 15, I picked The Vaccines with Back in Love City. Number 14 is Billie Eilish with Happier Than Ever. Now, I enjoyed the title track. That was a great title track. Was really surprised that she decided to make it heavy because most of her songs are pretty mellow. But they work very well. Oxycodone was, or Oxytocin, or whatever the song's name is. I can't remember what the song name was. It was an alright song. Not my favorite. But Lost Cause was a good one. My Future was pretty good for what it went for. And there were some other tracks on there that were pretty good. So number 14 is Billie Eilish with Happier Than Ever. Number 13 is Daughtry with Dearly Beloved. Now, there were a lot of good songs on this album. I was really surprised. I did not think I'd like this Daughtry album because I had little hope of it being a success. Changes Are Coming was a good one. Asylum was pretty good. Somebody was one of my favorites. Linus, or however you pronounce it, uh, was pretty good. Break Into My Heart, Break, I think that's what it's called. I can't remember honestly, but I think that's what it's called. Um, yeah, it was a good song. Heavy as the Crown was not my favorite, but it was fine for what it went for. World on Fire was probably better than Heavy as the Crown. Even though Heavy as the Crown sounded pretty good, it just, there's some moments in it where I felt that it sounded samey as World on Fire a bit. The first track, Desperation, was a great song to open the album, honestly. And Dearly Beloved, the title track, was pretty good. Cry for Help was great. Evil was good. So was The Victim. And some other tracks as well. So at number 13, I picked Daughtry with Dearly Beloved. Alright, at number 12 is Lil Nas X with Montero. Now, this was a good album. I was really surprised. It almost made it in my top 10. So that's a good thing. I was really surprised with him this time around. Most of his other songs, like Old Town Road and other things like that, that's where he was flopping with his songs, but he tended to do a full 180 and turn things around with Montero, Call Me By Your Name, which was a hit. That was one of my favorites. He did mostly singing in that song, and it sounded really good. And I did like That's What I Want. That's what one of my favorites. One of Me was very good. The final track with Miley Cyrus in it, Am I Dreaming, I think it's called, was pretty good. Um, and there were some other ones on there, like uh, Industry Baby, I believe is what it's called. I can't remember, honestly. It's been a few months since I've heard the album, but for what this album was going for, it was a good listen. I had a good time listening to it, along with Tales of Dominica. That was a good one. Sun Goes Down was pretty good, and other songs like that. So at number 12 is Lil Nas X with Montero. I'm going to have to return to you for part 7, I believe, for decent to good albums of 2021 video. I might be able to cover the rest of it in the next video and get it all done. I don't know for sure. I'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed part 6 for decent to good albums of 2021. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you soon in part 7 for decent to good albums of 2021 video.